So let's start with the visiting team, Village Christian. They've got some really good players, and one player in particular that they have, Kelly Post. You know, Brian, what can we say about Kelly Post coming into this game?
Well, I'll say this. I had to ask you pre-game, are these stats right? I mean, you look at this. Over 20 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, 9 assists a game, 11 steals a game. She's almost averaging a quadruple double. That's filthy. So
yes.
I expect her to have a big hand in what happens tonight. But those aren't the only players they've got that are going to be active. Yeah, there's some serious athletes on the floor tonight. I'm really excited to see this. Like I said, I was checking the statistics before, and I couldn't believe what I saw before with obviously number 20 Post here coming in with almost a quadruple double. I mean, that's incredible. So I'm really excited to see what these girls can do, and hoping that the level of competition just takes another step up, being that it's the state playoffs.
And here is the tip-off as Taya Morrison gets some serious ups and get it back to Speckman, and Speckman will slow it down as they settle into their Princeton offense.
And you talked about that before. They're pretty deliberate about this Princeton O. Don't expect them to do too much else. Maybe a little run and gun, like you said, but you said they normally go right back into that Princeton O.
And they, you know, you've got Hauser here taking a shot, and she normally is spot on from there. Don't expect her to miss too much from out there. As you see Post driving the lane up and in, and she gets her first 2 of the game, first 2 of any player on the floor so far.
It didn't take long for Post to get herself on the scorebook. Deep 3 already, barely rims out.
And Post with another rebound, looking ahead up front. Gets it up front there to Jada Peterson, and Coach Stewart wants a timeout, and I don't blame him. You get Village Christian coming out to a blazing start like that, as he's going to call a short 30-second timeout just to talk about what's going on here.
They really caught him off guard. I mean, we're only less than a minute in here, and Post has already taken over. 2 points, a rebound, an assist already. Jada Peterson, the second leading scorer of the team's in the scorebook too. Haven't missed 2 of 2. And right now Caldwell's missed both of their shots, both from long range. Open threes that just didn't fall. Megan Speckman's almost dropped. I feel like it hit the net and came out.
And Megan Speckman is not afraid. That is what she does. She is the point guard, and she will bring it up, and she will run the Princeton O, and she will take those outside shots, and she is pretty accurate. So look for them to warm up. But like you said, this is it. We were expecting this. Village Christian obviously a lot sharper than Caldwell right now, but we kind of expected a little bit of this. As Peyton Kavlicek will get fouled here as she was inside the lane, and that will be on Jada Peterson. First of the game. Hauser to inbound it out to Speckman. Speckman over to Reese. Hauser with the ball, and she will bring it up and reset.
Miles is just camping out underneath the basket. Doesn't look like the Eagles want too much to do with going inside right now.
And that's, Peyton's going to have to find a way, and so is Morrison. They're going to have to find a way to get in there because they cannot win this game from shooting from the outside. Morrison with a good rebound as she goes up a little bit out of control, and Post comes down with it as she pushes the floor.
Wow, it's a lot of contact there. It's got to go one way or the other. I guess if they're going to let the whistles stay in their mouths, hopefully it'll stay like that all game.
I hope so. Post doing a good job at scrambling and getting them to turn that ball over as the pass goes off Kavlicek's foot, and will stay with Village Christian. Caldwell looking to set up here in a 1-2-2. Kavlicek can't seem to get her hands on the ball, as number 5, Brett Hinkamp, with the ball up top, and Hauser almost comes up with a steal, but her foot is on the line.
So just kind of a little bit of a lazy pass there. You want to step into that look and don't telegraph it as much as Hinkamp just did.
Inside, and a nice roll there from Post.
Post dominating the on-ball duties, and rightly so, and she is immediately out on defense every time her mark touches the rock.
Kavlicek with the ball up top, and she's going to look to drive to get something started, and off the front rim as Morrison comes up with the rebound. Reese trying to get it into Kavlicek, and sloppy play again. continues for the Eagles as Post brings it up for Village Christian.
Eagles 6 shots, nothing to show for it so far.
Peterson in the lane, rattles out. Kadlicek finally gets a clean rebound.
Strong Euro step from Peterson in the lane.
She is an athlete, that is for sure. Speckman deep in the corner, gets it into Kadlicek. Kadlicek double teamed immediately, and she kicks it out to Reese. Reese over to Hauser. Hauser will launch it off the side of the right rim.
Oh, wow.
And that was a great look by Post up to Peterson, and Peterson wrestling the ball away from Reese, but it will stay Eagles ball coming down this way. The Eagles need to find some way to settle in here, Brian.
Yeah, they're getting looks. I mean, they've taken 7 shots. They can't get one to fall, but they better get back on D. If Yost can put down a 25-yard pass and find the mark, they're going to have to get back quickly after these missed shots.
Well, and you wonder, out of those 5 different defenses, which one is going to fit the best. Right now, it just seems that they're not getting back quick enough. It doesn't seem like it's their defense. As Hauser steps to the line quickly and puts it up, and number 21 who checked into the game, now it's Kate May. She misses the follow-up.
Man, just coming up empty here. I don't think man-to-man is going to be the right defense for Caldwell in this game.
No, and they are in a zone, and they're going to get Kadlicek on the floor.
Wow, on the floor. I don't know if the rules are different, but she was definitely in a shooting motion when the whistle was blown. That was a really nice looking play. Unfortunately, she doesn't get the 2 points there.
Yeah, I don't think the rules have changed, Brian.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nice stack look here from Village Christian as Post gets it in. Hinkamp over to Post. Morrison jumps out at her. She drives in. And number 31, Diana Debnam, puts up Post with the rebound, and she just is doing it all right now. Kelly Post with 6 of the 8 points here for Village Christian, as it is 8-0 with 3:40 left in the first as Speckman launches it. Morrison can't seem to get her shots under control. She's had a couple out of control underneath the basket, and Village Christian will turn the ball over as she steps on the line there. That was Brett Hinkamp trying to keep it in, and you can see Coach Stewart not the happiest coach right now.
No, definitely not. He's got to be excited that they're doing a pretty good job on the offensive glass, but I feel like they want to settle the ball down once they're getting control of these boards. Running a deliberate offense the way they do it, that's going to serve them best. I mean, obviously they haven't got any points yet from it, but if that's what they're used to doing, we're going to need to see them settle the ball down after any of these missed shots and these offensive rebounds. So valuable.
And those are the types of passes that you cannot have. Peterson doing a great job of just hustling and knocking it out of the lane. And Speckman had to give chase.
Peterson with a nice long reach, able to tip those balls loose, and they're doing a good job of keeping their hands out. Something that's taught at every single level, and something that's just so valuable. All you do is keep your hands out and make it difficult. So many young players just don't do that. I'm impressed with the fundamentals they've shown so far.
I was just going to say the word fundamentals, then that you took the word right out of my mouth, and they seem to be showing a tremendous amount of work that they've put in this year on the fundamentals. May getting it into Kadlicek. Kadlicek over to Hauser. Hauser to Speckman. Speckman going to drive in and get it to Kadlicek, and she's going to put it up, and there's the first 2 for the Eagles. And Coach Stewart's got to be saying it's about time.
Oh.
And then just coming down on the other end, Hinkamp knocks down a 3-pointer.
That was a deep 3.
And then a turnover from the Eagles. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. 11-2, the visiting Village Christian with a commanding lead.
And this is true in every sport, but if you're having a problem on offense, having a problem in transition, 9 times out of 10, if you shorten the pass, it's going to help you so much better. And it seems like the Caldwell girls have done a good job of short interior passes, but every time they throw in these long, lazy passes, they're turning the ball over.
What a look. Amazing ball movement from Village Christian. It went from post to Peterson to Miles, and they are all over the Eagles right now as we're going to get a jump ball, and that's going to go to Village Christian.
This is all night's impressive start here. 13-2, 134 left here in the first period, and they have not disappointed at all.
No, and this was something that the Eagles were, I don't know that they were taking this for granted, this game for granted, I don't think so, but you know, coming off a championship win and Village Christian just pouring it on right now as number 12, Bailey Cyphers, knocks down a three-pointer, and they extend their lead to 14. May can't hit from the corner. Kadlicek gets the rebound but can't hit as Miles comes down with the rebound and gets it over to Post, and Post will push the ball up. Dishing it off to Miles. Miles with the turnaround cannot finish. And Post just a nuisance all over the court.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's gonna ever have to come out of this game. I don't even think she's breathing hard right now, and she's sprinting everywhere.
She's an amazing athlete, that is for sure.
And you see the communication. You know, she's talking with her coaches, she's talking with her players, she's talking the entire time about what's going on. You got to let your teammates know what you're doing to help them out to know what they're going to do.
And Kadlicek got tripped up there as Bailey Cyphers stepped in to kind of jab at the ball, and she took an extra step as she was in there. You know, one of the things I want to point out for Kadlicek is she does have her calf wrapped, her left calf, and I talked to her before the game, and she said that she came down on somebody's foot, and it just has been tight ever since then. And she's lucky she didn't roll her ankle. I mean, when you come down on somebody else's foot, that's something you always worry about.
Seemed like she came out a little hindered in warm-ups. I saw her doing some drills on the post. Cutting was not something that she was doing very well.
Peterson posts with the last shot, and it's going to roll down, and that's going to be the end of our first quarter here as Village Christian leading the home team Caldwell Academy Eagles 16-2. Stay right here on ASBN. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Caldwell Academy. Hope you're enjoying your Friday evening with us here on ASBN. Kayla Veach alongside Brian Bishop, as we are in for a little bit of a shocker so far as the Caldwell Eagles are losing by 14 here, 16-2 to the visiting Village Christian.
Let's go, Billy!
Brian, what do the Eagles need to do to get back in this one?
Well, they need to make baskets.
That is something.
Yeah, they got to make baskets. They're 1 for 13 in the first quarter. That you're not going to win a game no matter who you play at that point. And they've had open looks, taking a lot of threes. I think they need to go inside and try to attack the basket.
Well, and you see that as you say that Kadlicek drove in, and she makes her first one as she draws a foul. And that's going to be what they have to do, is get it inside. They cannot rely on those outside shots because they have not been falling. As Kadlicek will sink both of them, and she has all 4 of the Caldwell Eagle points.
Now, if you look at the other side for Village Christian, and they seemingly didn't miss. They missed a total of 4 shots, all first quarter.
Quite the opposite story there.
I'm waiting for Hincamp to take that 3. That's an NBA range 3. She keeps sizing up. That's twice she's thought about hoisting it up.
And there's the kick out there from Post. I'm sure she was hoping that would get out a little bit sooner. There it is. She's a little short on that one, but it was lined up. And Miles with the rebound, trying to get it out there to Hincamp. Gets it over to Peterson. Peterson with a little floater comes off the front rim, and Speckman will slow it down. Hauser over to Kadlicek.
And Village Christian missed 4 shots all first quarter. They missed 3 on that one possession alone.
Well, and this could be maybe a changing point here if the Eagles can get something going on offense, get a little bit of momentum swinging their way.
It's understandable if you're not going to score every time down the court, but if you've got a deficit 12 points, you're going to need to score on a lot of them to get the momentum back on your side.
You can see number 44 is checked into the game. That's Rachel Bowden, excuse me. And she's doing a great job cutting up in the triangle, trying to work the zone that Village Christian has put out there.
And you look in the center of the court in the paint, it's pretty much 5 purple jerseys surrounding the paint with nothing in the middle the entire time. They're doing a good job of just denying, well, that time they were trying to deny the back pass and it worked, but just denying any inside passing, period.
Peterson coming up with it as she tries to get a pass off there, but ends up getting fouled by number 4, Taya Morrison, and Taya is coming up limping.
Yeah, that's not good.
And if you are Coach Ren Sort, that is not what you want to see. Post to inbound.
Right back to her. Immediately gets into the paint.
Great ball movement. Wow, Miles just cannot miss from that area. 18-4 with 5:35 here in the second quarter. In this 2-3 zone from the Knights, job on the Eagles as Speckman takes another 3 and misses again.
Speckman really struggling from behind the line, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line at the moment.
And Hinkamp goes in a little bit out of control, came up with a knee, almost looked like a goalkeeper in soccer coming out to save a ball, get that knee up to protect her, and went right into Bowden and drew the foul. She will go to the line and shoot 2. Misses the first. You know, it's funny, you look at somebody like Hinkamp who's shooting NBA range 3s and then she misses her free throw.
Some people would rather
twice.
Some people would probably rather just shoot the 3 for their free throws. They're so used to it.
I was that way. So I can't fault her at all as she gets her own rebound and the Knights maintain possession. Somebody's
just trying to pad the stats. I am that way, but on half-court shots.
Post with a little floater in the middle. She gets her own rebound, and the Eagles needing to do a much better job here on the defensive side with the rebounding, as I thought that one was going to drop back in with a friendly roll for Hinkamp, and Hauser going to draw the foul from Hinkamp as she tries to put some pressure on Hauser as she brings it up.
If we can get the Eagles to put some shots up here, they're in this. Village Christian has missed, what is that, 7 of their first 8 shots here in the second quarter. It's like a role reversal, but Caldwell Academy just isn't producing on any of their offensive possessions.
Right, they were producing more in the first quarter than they were here. Taya Morrison steps out, and she will hit from the corner. And you can see her getting pumped a little bit here as she puts 2 on the board for Caldwell.
And she was wide open. There's just no one in the area.
Post coming up with another rebound, and everyone just leaving her alone. She gets a wide open 10-footer from the corner of the elbow, and you cannot leave somebody like that alone, as she has 8 points already, and it is 20-6 with 3:45 left in the first half. Kavlicek getting frustrated. Taya Morrison with a steal. She puts it up, misses it. The post comes down. What an opportunity there for Morrison.
Oh, wow.
What a move. Post is racking them up. You can see Coach Stewart is going to send in, I want to say that is Katie Reese. And she's kind of a defensive specialist. They're going to get a blocking foul here as Kavlicek drove in and is going to draw the second foul on Kelly Post. And when you got 2 on you with 3:15 left in the second, that's not who you want to have 2 on.
No, definitely not. I was going to say, that's like probably the only thing that they can do to stop her here for this game.
Yep.
And she's going to stay in. I think she's pretty smart player. I imagine she's going to do a good job of making sure she doesn't draw that contact, not trying to pick up those cheap fouls.
Yeah, you can tell she's got a high basketball IQ, and Kadlicek just unlucky there, but gets her own rebound and then loses it again. It's going to stay here as some nice sportsmanship shown from Morrison as she helps up post.
(22-6), 3 minutes left in the second quarter. That is not what I expected to see coming into this one at all, Kayla.
Definitely not. I mean, I could see the Knights leading a little bit as a nice little floater there from Hauser as she puts her first points up on the board. Great job there by the Knights as they get it down there to Diana Debnam, and she has 4. 24-8 as Kadlicek drives the lane and kisses it off the glass. She now has 6 of the 10. Hinkamp in and out. Kadlicek with the rebound.
Hinkamp wants that 3 to fall.
Yes, she does. Things starting to pick up as far as the pace here as Hauser lets one go and gets the 3, and she quickly has 5 points. And the Eagles starting to go on a little bit of a run here.
Kind of expected a timeout from Coach Mills there to kind of slow this thing down, but he's got confidence in his squad. He's going to give them a chance to stop the bleeding on their own.
Well, when you have somebody like Post who's got that basketball IQ, what a steal by Kadlicek as she's going to drive in, and like you said, Post not going to draw that 3rd foul, and it almost psyched out Kadlicek as she missed the layup, and Village Christian is left alone down on the other end. Miles up, bounces out, rebound. Morrison pulls it down, gets it out to Hauser. Hauser's going to push, and she's going to take it in, and 1. She draws the foul from Hinkamp.
A little bit of life here in the stadium. A little emotion shown from these Eagles. I like it.
Starting to hear it as Hauser is coming on strong here in the last 2 minutes in the second quarter. 24-15 with 1:25 left as Hauser will step to the line to complete her old-fashioned 3-point play.
Is there a foul on Hinkamp? I couldn't tell who they gave that to.
I believe it was on Hinkamp. That's originally what I saw. And Hauser completes the 3-point play.
Okay, I got a game plan here for the Eagles. In the second quarter, get it to Hauser. She has not missed yet.
Sounds like a good game plan.
Yeah, I would keep going to the well.
What a drive. What a drive by Jada Peterson.
That's a really pretty play by Jada Peterson. Finds a wide open lane. Gets the ball away from her waist and up in the air.
Going to stay here, 56.4. And we're going to get a full timeout here, and we will stay with you as Coach Mills wanted some time to talk about that. And while we're here, remember, Eagles fans are talking about you're in good hands with Greensboro Allstate agent Terrence Williams. For free insurance reviews, stop by or give him a call today at 336-282-0461. And that is your Greensboro Allstate agent, Terrence Williams. Brian, Hauser's come on strong, and the Village Christian Knights have kind of cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Caldwell had to be getting, closer than 10. I thought they were going to be within like 6 or something. Village Christian had built up such a lead that they still have a double-digit margin. Now, that being said, the tide has really changed the last 2 minutes. A lot of sloppy play, and it seems like the Knights are not finishing in transition the way they were before. But if Jada Peterson keeps heating up and she's able to find the lane the way she did in that last possession, it's going to be tough to stop her and Post.
Right. Some good defense there by Post just to disrupt. Although you get a kicking call, it still disrupts the offense. Hauser putting it into Reese. Reese lays it up and in. What a great cut there by Reese. And look for Post to organize something here. And that's the thing, is it doesn't have to be Post. It could be Miles, it could be Peterson. That's what makes it so hard.
Yeah, she's letting the ball just kind of find her.
And there it is. That was nothing but net. I think I saw some splash marks come up from that one, Brian.
Oh, I thought we were going to have a match there.
I know. Yeah. Hauser missing everything on that one.
Instead, we had another rebound from Yost, followed by more points from Yost.
Post?
Yes. You got a little shades of Remember the Titans. I can't get out of my head.
As we end the first half here with the Village Christian going on a tiny bit of a run. 30-18, Village Christian leading the Caldwell Academy Eagles. We will go to break here at halftime. Come back and join us here on ASBN. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kayla Veach alongside Brian Bishop here as we are in Greensboro, North Carolina, here at Caldwell Academy, and kind of a shocker going on so far as our halftime score is 30-18. The visiting team, Village Christian, with a lead of 12. Brian, I don't know that we necessarily expected this.
I didn't. I definitely didn't. I didn't expect them to start 1 of 13 from the field in the first quarter, right? Only had a few points there starting out. They picked it up in the second half, 5 of 8 from the field. They got to the free throw line a few times. They only made 50% of their free throws, though, so they're going to have to bury those to get back in this thing. But, yeah, really slow start. Expected that. Expected it from both sides, though.
Right.
And the Knights, they did not have any plans for slowing it up to begin.
No, and they actually came out firing and pulled out 6-0 very quickly, and Coach Stewart had to burn a timeout within the first minute of play.
Yeah, under a minute calling a timeout to say, all right, girls, you know, we're in the playoffs here. I get it. Shake the rust off. And it didn't really work, honestly. They still got the momentum in their favor. And, man, all the players we thought that were going to dominate were the players that dominated.
Absolutely.
Especially for the Knights. I mean, you look at the stat sheet for the Knights. Post has 12 points already. She's got 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, she's just filling up the stat sheet.
Well, and we talked about it in pregame, and like you said, are these stats correct? Well, do you believe them now?
It's wild. You know, you assume somebody who's averaging almost 10 rebounds a game is banging down on the blocks or going up and getting them, but the ball just like finds her. I mean, it's incredible. The ball's coming off the rim, those long rebounds. She runs them down every time.
Yep.
You know, you don't see that type of ability, that IQ to know where the ball's going to fall.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it's not luck. Trust me, it's not luck. She knows where to be. She knows where it's going to come out. She knows if the shot's going to be long, where that ball is going to pop out afterward. And that's something that is done very deliberately. And that's what we mean by high basketball IQ. It's those little things. And so Post has definitely not disappointed us so far here tonight. We talk about Hinkamp, who only has a three-pointer right now, but is doing all the other things that don't necessarily show up.
Yeah, Hinkamp is not afraid to shoot. I mean, she's only got that 1-3, but she's not going to stop shooting. And at some point, things are going to translate over. She's running rebounds down. She's playing really solid defense. She's getting back in transition well. She's making that extra pass underneath the basket. And at some point, that's going to trickle down into her play beyond the arc, because obviously she likes shooting that 3-ball.
Right. And another person that we talked about, too, is Jada Peterson. And just what a natural athlete. I mean, it's so nice and so much fun to watch her drive that lane. And that, I mean, it's amazing. Yeah,
she knifes straight through, fake pass to the right, brings the ball away from her body, away from the defender, and finishes so easily underneath the basket. And that just goes to show that some of these other players that are able to produce have such a better opportunity of scoring because they're so concentrated on stopping posts in the far corner or post cutting. that there's some open looks, and you know, she's one of the ones that can take advantage of.
Absolutely. And you know, we talked with Coach Mills prior to the game, and he's been with this program for 10 years, and it definitely shows.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. Their warm-ups were crisp. Everything they did coming out worked out. I did want to mention, just for Caldwell, you got to go Hannah Hauser's way. She was on fire, didn't miss a basket in the second half.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to look forward to. Hopefully Coach Stewart can get this group going as we look forward to the start of the third quarter here, as we will come back with that third quarter action. Kayla Veach alongside Brian Bishop here on ASBN. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you're enjoying your Friday evening as we are here in Greensboro, North Carolina at Caldwell Academy here on ASBN, and we get ready to start third quarter action. Kayla Veach alongside Brian Bishop. We want to remember, or have you remember, the Eagles give it their all, and so does the Greensboro Allstate agent Terrence Williams. To get the protection you need for you and your family, give him a call today, 336-282-0461, as we start the third quarter here with Village Christian in possession, and Hincamp drives, gets her own rebound after the miss.
And like we said, Hincamp is not going to stop shooting, and they will go in at some point.
And we said Hincamp wasn't going to be afraid to take that shot. And Miles doing a good job coming up with the rebound as Taya Morrison picks up her second foul. And Miles will shoot 2 from the line. High arc from Miles.
It's getting loud here in the gym. A lot of chatter going on. I like it.
Well, and you look at when we were here, Brian, a nice arc again from Miles as she hits both her free throws, and she now has 4, 32-18 here. There was not a lot of people in here to start with, and all of a sudden it was like a wave of people coming in. And I have to say that there's a lot of Village Christian fans here as well. I mean, we do have a student section here for Caldwell as we get a jump ball, and that's going to go with the Eagles. Hauser taking a 3. Not quite sure she was really set up for that shot, but I know she's, and they're going to get Kadlicek with a foul, and I don't know if I agree with that.
And I will say there's not been a lot of whistles, so even if there's a shoddy call here and there have not been too many whistles so far this game. The refs doing a good job of letting everyone play, I'd say.
And I have to say, I do appreciate that after the game that I called the other night with 29 fouls in the first half, as I think we had a total of about 5 in the first half here. And post. Peterson, I'm sorry.
Peterson just left wide open at the top of the key, and she says, all right, well, I'll go ahead and hit this floater in the lane. That's practice for her.
And that's something you cannot do, as Kadlicek drives the lane, and that thing was halfway down the bucket and rattles out and posts with a nice pass up top to number 31, Diana Debnam, and she puts away 2 as she has 6 now.
And they're just, as soon as they get the ball, as far as rebounds go, the Knights are looking to push, and they do such a good job of holding their lanes. You know, a lot of times teams are trying to go high pace and everyone's running helter-skelter. You got to hold your lane, your specific targeted area. Chances are you're going to get running to the basket, or you're going to help your other teammate find an open lane to the hoop.
Hauser hitting her first. Hauser really doing a nice job at taking on some responsibility, stepping up and getting some points here, as Kadlicek's been kind of shut down. And that's what happened in the TAC championship too, is Kadlicek came out strong and then got shut down, and then Hauser came on strong. So the Eagles definitely have their players as well. Hinkamp rattles in and out as Kate May gets a rebound and gets it up to Reese, and Reese was blocked. And Kadlicek had a wide open layup, and her momentum was shifting in the opposite direction as we get another jump ball, and that's going to go Village Christian Way.
Nice rebound coming down and clearing up the glass. But man, Peyton Kadlicek, I don't think she's used to those shots not going in at this point, and they've got such a deficit. You look at the scoreboard and you think, how are we going to come back from this? And you can't let that get in your head. They have got to go on some sort of a run here to get this thing under 10 points here for the second half, or for the fourth quarter, I'm sorry.
And Miles doing a good job driving there and knocking over Taya Morrison, essentially. And Debnam now at 8. 38-19 here. Just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter as Hauser takes it up top. Kadlicek for 3. Gonna stay here as Morrison works hard to get that rebound from Miles. Kate May gets it up to Hauser. Hauser lobbing it over, trying to get it to Kadlicek, and a zig and a zag there from the two teammates who are showing some frustration here. Hinkamp getting it into Miles. Miles puts it up, rattles off the rim. Too strong off the glass there.
I think it's what it comes down to for the Knights on defense is their length is just really, really bothering Caldwell Academy. I mean, their hands are up like we talked about. They've got 3 players that have got great length. They've got a height advantage, and then you've got Hinkamp who's running all over the place, and then Post is like the Energizer Bunny. So you have 3 players with length, 2 players that won't stop, will not get out of your face, and it's really tough to deal with, especially if you're going to be running an offense like the Princeton O that's deliberate. They've got an idea about what you're going to do already. They're going to have to make some sort of an adjustment here to get players open.
And you can see Coach Stewart trying to make that adjustment on the fly here with Hauser. And, you know, the Knights continue to have their hands up, and just their athleticism, the movement, their hands in the lane, like you said, continues to be a problem as a double team creating here. And Hauser slow to get up, and Hinkamp gets called for her 3rd.
Hauser tries to split the double, and you're going to call, blow the whistle there. They'll blow it every time, but I don't know. I struggle. We've done plenty of games, so I struggle with calls constantly, and you have to talk me off the bridge a lot of times. But you're splitting the double team right there. The defense is doing nothing to trip you up. It's just your feet get tangled. I never understand why you'd be penalized defensively for pretty much putting a player in a great position to get trapped.
Yeah, and they did do a good job. When you come together on that defensive slide, you make a V pattern, and what unselfish play coming from Peterson, getting it over to Debnam, as she now has 10 on the night. Everything seems to be clicking here for the Knights in the third quarter as Morrison goes up and in.
Strong
nice roll there, absolutely. She was going up against Miles.
And not many shots have gotten over Miles so far tonight. I mean, she just has done a great job of taking up that space, and the paint has really just been owned by her on both ends of the floor.
Got about 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. And take a quick second here to remind you about some parent-teen driving here. We all want our teens to be safe on the road. Our local Allstate agent, Terrence Williams, can help with the parent-teen driving agreement. To get yours, give him a call. Go in and see him, or give him a call today, 336-282-0461. And again, that's Terrence Williams with the local Allstate agent, as we have a timeout here from Coach Mills.
Our scoreboard is showing 40 for the Knights. I think they have 42, honestly. Maybe they'll correct that here on the scoreboard in a second, but I believe it's 42-21.
Well, and if that holds true, that puts them up by 21. And that deficit is going to be difficult to come back against, to say the least,
well,
against a team like this.
You find yourself down 21 points and the fourth quarter is getting close and you've only scored 21 points in the whole game. I'm not saying it's not possible, and this type of defense will make it possible, but oh wow.
Peterson just says nope and walks away.
That's the kind of play I like. You know that everyone's hyped. You should get hyped, but you've been there before.
Yep.
No big deal. I blocked it. Expect to block it. Just walk away.
Now she's settling in on defense as Hauser just throws it away. As Dakota Thompson knocks it out of bounds, it will stay with the Eagles, but you can see the Knights are starting to get some of their subs in at this point. Bailey Cyphers has been in there, has been quiet on the boards, but has been in there playing some great defense. As the Eagles get the ball in deep to Kavlicek. She gets over Kate May, and again, there's Peterson with her athletic arms, doing what she needs to do. Peterson from three. I got wet on that one from the splash.
Peterson is really in the zone right now. Hasn't missed here in the third quarter. Clean block, then she gets a steal. Moving pick here also. She gets a steal, she runs the court, doesn't force it, passes the ball off to find herself open for a three again. Guess who had the assists on that play too, by the way? Pretty sure you have a good idea. Post, 5 assists now, 6 rebounds. She has not taken a shot in the third quarter.
And you know what? I bet you she doesn't care.
Doesn't matter to her at all.
Dakota Thompson trying to get her points, her first points of the game, as she put the ball on the floor and got bumped by Kavlicek, and a little turnover there as the Eagles will slow it up and bring it up.
Just seems like they're picking their dribble up at the top of the key far too soon.
Yeah, they need to see the options first, as Miles, I think, got hit in the face and had to walk away from that one. And a nice effort there by Bailey Cyphers.
Yeah, Miles took one in the face. She's bleeding here a little bit, I believe. So we got an official's timeout. Hopefully she'll be all right. Gives Jackson a chance to get in the game.
Yeah, she's dripping on the court here. And she did get hit pretty hard. I don't think that was deliberate, but we're going to take a break here really quick. 1:40 left here on ASBN. We'll be right back. Eagles getting ready to inbound it here with 1:40 left as the score is 43-21. Did we ever find out about that correction, Brian?
No, it never got put up on the board, and there's always a real good chance I'm not doing a good job keeping score, so I'm going to go with that. But still stick to my story. I think it's 45-21 at the moment.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it. So as it stands on the scoreboard right now, it is a 22-point lead here for the Village Christian Knights.
Caldwell's going to need to score 20 points quick for that stat correction to even matter.
And a turnover is not going to help as Speckman sails it over the head of Hauser. And I feel like this third quarter has gone a little bit slower, not because of fouls, there's only 5 fouls, but just the flow of the game has not been consistent. But we did see that in the second quarter as well, and then it picked up in the last 2 minutes. And Village Christian very content to slow things up now as they are up by 22.
Jada Stevens with a nice back cut. Doesn't get to her. Jackson gets it instead.
And again, post just everywhere, and she knows where the ball is going to be. And there is Dakota Thompson, as coach is stoked about that one. I think she definitely needed that. She's got a big smile on her face here as we tick down to 45 seconds left. Morrison out to Speckman. Speckman driving the lane. A rebound there by Bowden, as she will put up 2. That is her first 2 of the game.
Steal.
And steal by Kadlicek here as she drives in and again fakes out, fakes out Kadlicek, but doesn't matter as her teammate gets a rebound. Bowden with a quick 2 again, as she's got 4 now. Morrison with a quick rebound, and Hauser's going to push it with 4 seconds left. See if she can get the last one, as Peterson just says absolutely not and sends it out of bounds. As there's 1.6 seconds left.
Peterson getting the attitude involved now. Now she's going to let everyone know, yep, that's the second time it's happened.
And Hauser moves her foot, puts it on the line, and that's going to be a turnover. So the Eagles get it cut to 20 and then turn the ball over. And that seems to be the story of the night. They get a few baskets, get it in.
Get in there. Oh.
Rafters a little bit low in here.
Oh, wow. That could prove costly at some point here at Caldwell if there's a game that gets tight at the end. Low clearance on the half-court shots. No ESPN video available.
No, not tonight. We're going to take a break here as we will come back for our 4th quarter action. 45-25 here on ASBN as Caldwell losing by 20 right now to Village Christian. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back here as we enter into our 4th quarter. 8 minutes is all that separates Village Christian from a win here. Kayla Veach alongside Brian Bishop here on ASBN. Greensboro, North Carolina, Caldwell Academy, as the Eagles will inbound it here and try and cut into this 20-point deficit with 8 minutes left.
Verified deficit. Score is correct. And I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong.
And Hauser draining the 3. And that'll cut it to 17 as Post drives in and gets her first 2 since the 2nd quarter.
It's only the 2nd time she's even shot in the 2nd half. Missed shot with 7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Oh,
wow.
My goodness.
Hauser's on fire.
Steph Curry's in the gym in the 4th quarter here.
And a battle between Post and Hauser as Post gets it over to Dakota, and Dakota up and in. She's got 4. Hauser bringing it down again, getting it over to Speckman. Speckman getting it down low to Bowden. Bowden up, gets her own rebound. Kadlicek gets that rebound and puts it in. And a new life breathing from the Eagles here as they pull within 16. And what a battle here up top, Hauser and Post. And we got a palming call on Post, and I'm kind of surprised that wasn't called earlier. And Coach Stewart wants a TO to talk about some things, and it's going to be a full one. And we're going to take that break with them. We'll be back. 6:28 left here on ASBN here at Caldwell Academy. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've got 6:28 left here at Caldwell Academy as Caldwell taking on Village Christian here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Kayla Veach alongside Brian Bishop here on ASBN. Things getting loud here in this gym, Brian.
They really are. Over to our right here. Kudos to the night cheerleading squad. They're getting into this.
And Bowden now with 6. as they cut the lead to 14 with just over 6 minutes left here in the game. Coach Mills is anxiously awaiting to get Miles in, and we're going to get Taya Morrison with her 3rd foul. Team 4th on them.
Not sure what's the discrepancy down here on what number.
Hinkamp pulling it out, getting it to post. Hauser is going to pressure post up top. And at some point, Brian, you need to start thinking about pressing or some type of pressure like Hauser is doing right now, as she almost just threw it away.
She's going to get a steal here. Oh, wow.
Hauser got lucky there. And I don't think she even knew post was there, as Morrison pulls up and is short off the front rim. Miles.
I was going to say, you got to get Miles involved. She got hit in the face earlier, gets back in. I always want to get that player a chance immediately whenever they get back in the game. Anyone who was hurt for a second and comes back, I always want them to have a chance to get a kind of a fire lit underneath the team.
Absolutely, and the Eagles with 3 misses in a row, and we're going to get a foul on Taya Morrison, and that is quickly going to be her 4th with 4:58 left to play. And Taya, you can see, is frustrated here.
They just can't get anything to fall. I mean, they've played a really good game. I mean, they kind of made a little run here at the end. They're still only down, was that 14 points? I mean, it's not totally over, but man, so many shots right underneath the basket that are bouncing around the iron and just never falling. It's so frustrating as a player to see those same opportunities normally drop, and they just aren't for you.
Well, and you can see the Eagles came out with a little bit of pressure there, and that's the type of thing that you can't have. You come out and pressure, and Hinkamp just knocks down the 3, and that kind of almost feels like a dagger. Speckman, she has been cold from beyond the 3-point line all night long, and I know that's frustrating for her because she normally does not miss. Post with the drive, and it rattles in and it falls down. It seems like they're definitely getting the bounces that they need.
Yeah, Hinkamp had missed all game long, and she's hitting them now, so look out.
And Kadlicek getting a little scrappy underneath as she goes up and gets fouled by Dakota Thompson. That's going to be her 1st. You can see Kadlicek getting frustrated here. Kadlicek making her 1st. Hits her 2nd. And Post will bring it up, and Dakota Thompson with a deadly pick on Katie Reese. And Katie Reese, I don't even know if she's 100 pounds soaking wet. And Dakota Thompson, full frame, set a pick on her. And they will leave Kate May wide open. And she hits a 3. She had all day to line that up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she was slowly waiting, but that was just a pretty much a slow wind-up.
Hinkamp, just long, and we're gonna get a jump ball here. And we get some subs coming in. Just want to remind you about Terrence Williams, our local Allstate agent. If there's a new driver in your family, he can help you stay safe on the road with the parent-teen driving agreement. Give them a call today, 336-282-0461. Over there. As Peterson with just a smooth ride to the bucket and post with an interception, and she is fouled by Kavlicek, and she finishes to get her 2 points, and she will go to the line to try and get a 3-point play. And Brian, I hate to say it, but I feel like that may have just put it completely out of reach.
Yeah, that was definitely it. I mean, if Caldwell had hit just a few more baskets, right? A few more of those had fallen in, then you're close to 10. But man, oh man, Post is incredible. I'm looking back to find out who's getting back in defense, who's getting back in transition. Look back to my right. Post is splitting a triple team to go ahead and finish and one.
Hauser gonna line this one up. Too long. As Post gonna get fouled by Kavlicek, and Kavlicek has 4 very quickly. And that is going to put them at 1-1 as that becomes the 7th team foul with just under 3 minutes left, and Village Christian up by 19.
So if I'm Coach Mills at this point, you're already going to be on short rest for the next playoff game based on the weather. Yeah, there's a chance, a very, very long chance that Caldwell Academy comes back. I think that I would rest every starter from this point forward, so that way you're not losing somebody to an injury or something that's just menial. It doesn't matter here in these last 3 minutes.
Well, and you've got to look at, and as you say it, you're going to get a timeout, and I think they're going to get some subs here, quite possibly. But I think Coach Mills is trying to talk to them about making sure that they finish strong. They don't want to compromise anything down the line here. And if I'm Coach Stewart, trying to make sure that every possession counts and that every possession is quick and efficient from here on out.
And every player that was on the court before is back out there. In fact, I think every starter is on the court other than Miles for the Knights.
I'm not, at this point, you're up by 21, under 3 minutes. Not really sure, and you're in a 1-on-1 situation. Not really sure I leave everybody out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. The only situation I would leave him out would be, your seniors. Hinkamp and Jada Peterson are both seniors. Maybe you want them to have as much memories here in the playoffs as possible. That's all right, but Post is a junior, Dedman's a sophomore. I don't know. Keeps running. They're winning, so obviously he knows something that we don't. So
he's been there for 10 years, and they've done a great job. So Hauser inside to Morrison. Morrison's going to kick it out. Kavlicek almost thought about that one.
Yeah, that would have been a horse shot right there.
And that is her 3rd block of the night, as Peterson says, denied.
Peterson is an athlete. She is a ball hawk and an athlete.
Kavlicek at the top of the key, driving in, and she will get a floater to go. As it is 61-42 with 2 minutes left here in the first round of the playoffs here in Caldwell Academy. Peterson with a great rebound and a finish there. Brian, if you did have to pick somebody from the Caldwell Eagles as the player of the game, and I think I know who you're going to say, who would you give the nod to?
I got to go Hannah Hauser. fourth quarter, she made 2 threes. And she didn't miss in the second quarter, you know. Started off a little bit slow in the first, but she's played a tremendous game. She's really kept her team in this game. So if I'm picking somebody specifically, it would be her.
And I agree. That's who I thought you were going to go with. Hauser has shown tremendous hustle, heart, and just done a great job here for this team as Kate May knocks down her first. It puts them back within 20.
This is going to be the last of Peterson we see, I would imagine. She did an incredible job. And if it was an overall player, other than the fact that Post almost has a triple-double, I mean, Peterson has had an outstanding game, especially in the second half.
A little bit of a sloppy handle there as Kadlicek just kind of tosses that one up because she had two of the quickest players for Village Christian closing in on her as Post and Camp.
Your ball's loose there, and Post immediately put on the right trigger for Turbo to try to get back and see if she can swipe that away.
Felt like you were playing an Xbox game when you hit the X button or the Y button and your player speeds up.
That's it.
As number 30, Sarah Bowden will check into the game for the Eagles, and I think Coach Stewart has realized the fate of this game. Kadlicek just having an off night tonight, although she has points on the board and rebounds and steals. Definitely not been her best performance, but she has done a wonderful job as Post drives and puts another 2 on the board for her.
And Post went ahead and made sure she got herself the double-double on the game, her 10th rebound, and then she takes it out for an easy layup. Looks easy other than the fact that she sprinted about 50 yards total to get there.
And we'll get a wholesale change here for the Village Christian Knights as you have number 13, Chloe McGlown checked in, Savannah Crawford, Kayla Parsons, Bailey Cyphers is still in there, and also number 22, Albany Johnson Benton. And Kadlicek just picks the pocket and lays it up and in. And she does it again. And draws the foul with 45.9 seconds left.
Maybe there's a reason why Post wasn't taken out in the last 3 minutes of the game there.
I think we're seeing that now. Why Coach Mills, and he's going to call a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout here. Eagles have given it their all tonight, and so does your Greensboro All-State agent, Terrence Williams. I'd like to thank our All-State agent. Make sure you get the protection you need for you and your family. Give them a call today, 336-282-0461.
A big shout out to the Greensboro DOT helping to get the roads clear for us to get this thing in this week.
Absolutely.
I know Brian Jones was not looking forward to getting reschedules again. Just could read it on his face. You know, he says this better not happen. So he's pumped up there behind us, I'm sure. But thank you, DOT, and really DOT, the state of North Carolina, getting those roads clear, helping people get home safe in the winter weather.
I tell you, it was not easy. They had to be out there in some cold weather. And I woke up this morning and it was 7 degrees out, but it felt like -2.
Yeah, I was driving to Moses Cone for undisclosed reasons at 6:30 in the morning. Had to run out the door, and I had a short sleeve shirt on and one sweatshirt. Terrible choice. Terrible choice.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, get there ASAP.
Kadlicek hits her second as there's an elbow up in Speckman's face. kind of surprised they didn't call that one a little bit quicker. And that's going to put Speckman on the line for 1-1.
A bit of a weather nerd. I was checking out Snowshoe, and last night at about 11:30, it was -14 degrees there, period. And if you were outside at 1 a.m., it was going to feel like -48 outside.
At some point, when you're in that cold of a weather, you can't have any skin exposed at all. It's dangerous, and people have been trapped and having some issues all across the nation with this polar vortex from Siberia that has come over. And a great fight put up here by Sarah Bowden as she gets the jump ball call that will stay with the Eagles. 38.9 seconds left, 65-48. Village Christian Knights leading your Caldwell Academy Eagles. The Eagles still working very hard. Nice rebound there for Anne-Marie Carlson. And she'll bring it down. Get over to Speckman. Speckman into Kadlacek, and it's knocked away from Chloe McGlown with 14.8 here to go.
Well, I tell you what, I think the run and gun style, I'd call it, of Village Christian never let Caldwell Academy get all of their defensive sets in play, and I think that's the biggest difference at the end of this game.
It was a hard-fought game from both sides, that is for sure, but Caldwell will go home with a broken heart. We will come back here with a recap of your final here from Caldwell Academy. Stay with us here on ASBN. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Greensboro, North Carolina at Caldwell Academy. Kayla Veach alongside here, Brian Bishop. Tough one tonight, Brian, as we say goodbye for the season for the home team, the Caldwell Eagles. Your coach, Stewart, what do you say to the girls after this one?
It's tough. You know, you haven't lost a game since January 2nd, so I'd go on that immediately. You won 23 games this year.
Yep.
You lost in the state playoffs. Only one team wins the championship. There's only one team that's going to be happy at the end of it. And so, yeah, it might not be you all, but terrific season, great way to close it out. And hey, you wasn't too close here at the end, but you didn't play that well. That's why you lost.
Yeah, a lot of buckets were not falling for them, and a lot of things weren't going their way tonight. 65-48 your final here tonight. So a little bit of a gap there as far as the scoring was concerned. You had Kelly Post putting up numbers. She had 23 points.
10 rebounds.
10 rebounds. I mean, you can't, when you have somebody who's that dominant on the court and you don't shut them down, how do you expect to win that game?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, she did what we expected, a little bit above her average in points per game, 1 over her rebounds. She had 8 assists, so right on pace there. And I don't think we kept track of the steals, but she was all over the place defensively. She doesn't take a seat either, so that's the thing. You know, it's one thing if you've got a player who's really dominant and, you know, they got to take a break every once in a while. She had 2 fouls in the second quarter. Great IQ. She does a great job of not fouling. I don't think the rest of the game.
She didn't.
And I can't remember her ever sitting down until less than a minute left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so it's tough when you have a player like that. But if we do look at Caldwell's side, there are some positives to take out of this for sure.